What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. So, Players Cup 4 is happening this Saturday, and today we're going to talk about my personal 3 best picks for that. I've been playing 2 of them a lot. The third one is definitely something I'm considering. I haven't played it that much, but I'm going to try to test it this week. So I'm recording this Sunday, but I just want to give my opinion out there of what I've been testing and showing that off. So let's hop into that real quick. Alright guys, so at number 3, I guess my lowest one would actually be Urshifu VMAX. VMAX has, the Gale Thrust, GMAX Rapid Flow, Discall the Energy. Also, it's done like insanely well over the past couple weeks of just getting like in the top cuts, winning tournaments, different stuff like that. Also right now, Mewtwo Rillaboom is a really big deck, and I think this really hard counters it with Mimikyu, shut off GX Pokemon that have damage counters on it. Of course, you can put Zigzagoon on them to counter that. You also can hit for weakness against cards like Pikarom, Eternatus, and stuff like that. You can snipe Pokemon. You can take multiple prize cards, 120 to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon, which is really nice. Take multiple prize cards in one turn. And also, just Gale Thrust, just a ton of damage, 150 every single turn. This list actually did win a tournament today, actually. Who won a tournament today by Marco. It looks like he took down 2 Victinis in top 4 in the finals. He took down the Victini, took down Mewtwo Rillaboom, took down Zashi and Lucario, beat Mewtwo Rillaboom, beat Pikarom, beat Pulsephion, beat Mewtwo Rillaboom, beat Drillbur, ADP, Luke Metal. But he actually lost to Victini and lost to ADP and Victini in the first 2 rounds. But you have the Ticino to make do to draw 2 cards, of course, just like Zoroark. It was a very popular deck. It's like a Zoroark, or like a Golisopod Zoroark deck, kind of, but I mean, this is a very not a good attacker at all. Plays cards like Phoebe to get rid of Pokemon you're not affected by any effects, so you can get through stuff if need be. Cheryl is to heal it up, make it full HP, capture to find your guys. I think the list is really solid. Like I said, I haven't really played it. Snorlax seems really good. At Gordon dies, you get a bunch of Machinos, and you get like the Rapid Strike Urshifu down, and you just start going crazy. The Nets are in there too for Zigzagoon. Pick up Chichinos if you need to. You probably just need like 2 Chichinos at a time. You have all these different tech cards like Mewtwo, the Mimikyu, of course, we talked about that. Jirachi to get rid of weakness, Dedenne and Crobat, both situational. I think the list is really good. They all have been looking somewhat similar for the most part, but I think it has a really good place. We've seen Urshifu do really great in the first Players Cup 3 when it first came out, so I imagine the Players Cup 4 is still going to be really good. Like I said, it counters most of the big decks right now. The one I thought it would struggle with the most was the TD VMAX, but after this like Sunday seeing like beat 3 of them like in the finals and in top 4, I was like, okay, like it's good. Like it's good. It could beat those decks. So I'm excited. I think this is like the 3rd best deck for me to play. I'm gonna play it some more this week. It might not look exactly like this. It could look exactly like this for all I know. So yeah, number 3 spot, it's going to be Urshifu VMAX just because it counters the meta. It has answers to pretty much everything. And it beat ADP, which is good. It beat Luke Metal. I guess the cool thing about Luke Metal, I mean, I guess you might struggle against Zamazenta, but it beat it. So it beat it twice. And I'm pretty sure both of these lists played Zamazenta. Let me just double check. Yeah, this list played Zamazenta. And let's check the other list it beat. And this one also beat Zamazenta, and it played Aegislash, and it played Crushing Hammer. So, yeah, it still took that down. Mewtwo or Mimikyu is not for V's. It's for GXs, and it's beat Zamazenta. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. So once again, number 3 spot is gonna go to Urshifu VMAX Cinccino. Super consistent. Yes, you are stage 1, but I think it's probably the best stage 1 deck to play at this moment. So give me a second. We'll go to number 2. Alright guys, so at number 2 we have Pikarom. It's a deck that I have played for a very long time. Deck is just super consistent. We're now playing 4 Boltund for the Electrify to get those energies out ASAP. You put them on Mewtwo, which we talked about last second, and number 3, you do struggle. Like, this is like a direct counter to the deck I just showed you. But be able to perfection, use Raichu, use Pikarom, whatever kind of combo you want, you can go into Pikarom, right? do that tandem shock, do the 160, then follow up with a full blitz. You're not gonna have pretty much anything in the meta right there, and you power up other guys, and you either go to, like, onto your active Mewtwo and tag bolt the next turn and take like multiple prize cards, which is pretty good. I like that combo a lot. It's a really linear deck, which I do like a lot, right? You bolt into Mewtwo, Mewtwo starts swinging, Bolton can help pick up knockouts if need be. You can power up other Mewtwo's. The thing you do have to worry about is Mimikyu, but you do play one Stealthy Head to get around that. Prevents all effects of your opponent's abilities, does Pokemon by this card. So yeah, removing any existing effects. That means you can get around Mimikyu if that is the thing. I am a big fan of Tack Switch. Be able to Tack Switch two energies from a Mewtwo to a new Mewtwo out of nowhere when Mimikyu is in play is also very, very cool to do, and I like that play a lot. Crush Namers are always played in Pikarom, so why not? We're going to play those. Dedenne is also, not Dedenne, Bolton V is also a really good attacker with that Bolt Storm, doing 30 damage for each lightning attached to all your Pokemon. So if you're able to, like, get the Electrify, get to a Mewtwo, attach to the Mewtwo, and go for the Tandem Shock into the Full Blaze, get it, like, by then you have like 9 energies in the field. You get one more, you have 10. Both Storms start doing 310 damage pretty easily. You have, good old Restamp set to punish your opponent because the game plan is you attack with Bolt at turn 1, and they knock that out. They're down to 4, and then they hit the Force to knock out a Mewtwo Mew, and then you can stamp them, put them to 1. Of course, hit them with that Raichu, or the Mewtwo Tandem Shock after a stamp to 1 is like so bad for their board state most of the time because they have no way to get out of that unless you're playing a deck that's like 4 switches and like even with 4 switches they need a switch and another switch, so like an Air Balloon or something like that. This list is really versatile too because you'll play Crobat, Dedenne, and Eldegoss. So if you are planning to get the Power Plant, which can shut down your Dedennes, you can use Crobat V or Eldegoss V, which is pretty good. I like that a lot. Have a lot of outs. Also, it is a single. It is a not single. It is a basic deck. There's nothing like you're not evolving, so you should be super consistent here, right? You're playing 2 Cherish Ball, 4 Quick Ball, and 1 Electromagnetic Radar. I love Electromagnetic Radar because it lets you find, good old Raichu and Dedenne, discard them, keep going. Quick Ball, of course, can find all your basics, and Cherish Ball, it's going to find your GX guys, but you do play a plethora of them in it. So I do like, there's like pretty much 3 outs to find your Pokemon, which is pretty cool. Switch is needed in this deck because you're going to be going around like crazy, switch with different Pokemon, trying to activate that Tandem Shock. A Lightning Rod GX is also a really good out as well. If you have 2 extra energy attached to it, 5 is not that crazy. You're doing 250, which could take some huge knockouts late in the game. You have 4 Marnie because you're trying to disrupt your opponent because as soon as you Bolt Storm, or as soon as you Electrify, you have enough energies in the field to start going crazy. So I do like that a lot. 4 research as well. So you're playing 4 Marnie for research and 3 boss orders. Sometimes I do wish I have a 4th one, but Eldegoss does help in that situation. Air Balloon is really good to get that 2 less street calls, which is going to be for that Bolted for the majority part. But Mewtwo also has 2, which is pretty cool because you can Air Balloon it, retreat, switch back into it, and go for another good old Tandem Shock. We've taught, speed, only playing 3. I can't remember who started playing the 3 first, but I've played it ever since then, and it just seems to be working for me. You kind of follow the crowd, and the crowd's playing 3, so Josh's playing 3. We could maybe play a 4th one, but then you can't, you can't electrify it. Yeah, you can't electrify it for it, so... Yeah, deck is super solid. It's one of my favorites. I do like Pika a lot. I think it's still in a fun place. It hasn't been doing so hot. I don't think it's won any tournaments here recently. Also, like I said, Urshifu VMAX is still pretty scary, but you do have Mewtwo Mew, which can hit if they can't find the Jirachis quick enough, and you can just take abuse of that perfection. And of course, you have weakness on Urshifu VMAX. So I think overall, Pikarom is still in a good spot, at least on my end, because I'm so used to it. So we'll see how that goes. But that's number 2. It's not our number 1 deck, so we'll go over that here in a second. Alright, guys, so at number 1, we have, of course, it's going to be Luke Metal. Luke Metal is what you saw me play during Players Cup 3. I have grown to love the deck. I don't know. It just seems really, really good right now. I like it a lot. And it's just, once again, it's another basic deck. Super consistent. You're, only playing good attackers. We cut the Aegislash and added a second Guzma Hala. Even then, also, shout out to Blake. He's the one who came up with the original list, and I've been playing it ever since then. Like I said, the only change we've made so far between grinding for the Players Cup 4 is adding a second Guzma Hala. If you watched the videos, you actually saw me gain a lot of experience with this list. One interesting thing I have seen nowadays is people are cutting the Power Plant and adding a Wondrous Labyrinth. I don't know how I feel about that just yet. I like the power plant to shut down Mewtwo's and Mews, because if you go in this swell, they bump this well. You could go into power plant. You can start with power plant. You can Guzma Hollow for the power plant and shut them down pretty quickly. You can start with Zacian, right? You can just go like attach, Intrepid Sword, Find Energy, attach, Brave Blade, boom, you start taking knockouts real quick. Zamazenta is a boom. It's got the, you can't be hurt by VMAX. That's really, really good. I don't know how, like I said, the issue VMAX player beat the Luke Metal, because I always seem like I do really, really well against it, but I don't know. This list only plays $2. Most are playing for maybe 3. Outside of that, let's see. The goggles are good, minus 30. Cape with toughness is good, so when you play against a Zacian deck, they can't knock you out if they have ADP plus sword, so you can survive through that, which is pretty cool. Malon is great to heal, which is always good. Syndicate to get back supporter cards. We see 3 boss order, 2 research for Marnie. Once again, we're disrupting. We don't need that much to be consistent in this deck, and we are playing 3 tag call to find our tag teams. 4 switch, like always, to switch between our guys. But Luke Metal is just such a good card. It's not like every game you're going to use Lucario Metal. There's a ton of games that are not going to use it, but when you can get that full metal wall off and discard all the energies, and as well, get negative 30, that's such a strong play. And then you can leave on the bench, have it ready for heavy impact, whatever you need to. And so overall, I think the deck is still super solid. I don't know any downsides outside of Fire. Fire is still somewhat scary, but you're still really consistent because most Fire decks are Victini VMAX, and you can be faster than them. You do have coding, which most of the Fire decks are playing Giratina nowadays to get rid of that coding, but I think it's still, it's definitely in their favor. You can steal some games against it. It is best 2 out of 3 instead of best of 1 like the grind was. But once again, you're basic, they're stage 1 deck, and you could just be more consistent than them. The list already plays 4 quick ball, 3 tag call, 4-2-2. It's just super consistent. You don't have any bad guys. We did cut the Aegislash. Aegislash was really, really helpful against playing Decidueye and stuff like that. But I think even then you could beat the deck because you are not that guy, which is this guy right here. He's resistant, and if you put that negative 30, you're taking a negative 60. Metal Goggles, you're taking out negative 90. So I think you can just obviously end up just decking out the Decidueye player in the end. So yeah, that's my plan against them. Outside of that, I guess maybe Obstagoon, but even then, I don't think it's I don't think it's that worth it, especially in a format where if you lose 2 games, you're out of the tournament. So I'd rather play something super consistent. So Luke Metal is number 1, but that can all change. Like I said, I know Mewtwo Really Boom has been really popping up everywhere. I know Victini VMAX has been popping up everywhere. Trying to think of what else is in. That's the big ones on top of my head that I've seen a lot. But guys, there we go. Those are my top 3 decks for the Players Cup 4. It is this Saturday. We'll be maybe recording it. We'll see. We'll see how good we do. We haven't done well. Had a single Players Cup, unfortunately. We've grinded pretty much to all of them. We've only missed Players Cup 2 by 1 point. But yeah, outside of that, it's been fun playing Players Cup 4 this season. And hopefully they keep going forward with it. It does help a lot, especially when there's no tournaments right now. So I think it's pretty cool. But guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. What decks are you expecting for Players Cup 4? What do you think that you'll be playing? Like I said, these are my 3 lists that I'll be playing. Like I said, the only one that might change is the Urshifu Chichino. But at this point, we have a week left. I'd rather just master the list that one and play it that way. So guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. See you tomorrow. Alrighty. Bye. And good luck.